Just dropped a project recently. I would say recently. Can you kind of talk about your project that you released, thought process behind it, and some of the things that you've been hearing about your record, since it's come out?
Yeah. So like this past August 20th, I released my debut album entitled Cobra Son. It's essentially an ode to my upbringing, my story, my life, but it's also reflective of what I feel like is a lot of the homies' stories that didn't get to make it as far as I have. So, I mean, like in a simple sense, it's a conceptual piece, and it just bears a lot of that the elements that I feel like make somebody from Nap, especially more particularly from the east side of Nap. I feel like you bear some type of very distinctive qualities when it comes from being from the east that just make you intrinsically better sometimes. Most times.
Come on.
Than others.
Standing on that
But
too.
I like that.
But yeah, man, the album has been like received incredibly well in regard, like in just in comparison and related to what we've seen previously from artists in indie. I think we've done a tremendous job at not boxing it in as being just an indie product and making sure that it's in the conversations with who's uprising out of like the game in general.
Yes.
So that's been a big thing for me, and so for it to be received as such has been real dope, and I think it's just really refreshing, honestly, to me, because I try to separate myself from the music oftentimes.
That part.
To be like, is this music good?
No, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been really cool ride.
Talk about your you just dropped a visual for one of the records off the project. Kind of talk about that process. I saw you had a lot of people behind you.
Well raised.
A lot of love for the city. Well raised. Yeah, I saw some people that we know in the video as well. But kind of talk about that process and how that felt to get that much love, for that video.
Yeah, man. People were talking about like how that song, like as soon as it dropped, it was like, yeah, this enters like the pantheon of Naptown anthems.
Yes, sir.
And so it was just like an honor to even be considered to be amongst those types of guys, because I kick it with those guys. I kick it with Skip. I kick it with Maxie, and I kick it with a lot of guys that grew up like Dro Man and the guys that Swole and all them Eastside legends. So for me, it's always big because I was like, I wanted to earn my stripes before I ever even got to that stage. I'm big on honor culture. I love paying homage, and so it was real dope to have that reception. And with that music video in particular, it was like the reception was so good. I have to remind people oftentimes, like, my brand is a direct reflection of the people that support me. So I don't thrive off individualism. I thrive off community. My entire thing has been community driven. So I wanted to take the opportunity to display what our community looks like, especially in times like this. Like we spoke a little bit earlier on the Democrat Party being trash.
Sure. Yeah.
And we could talk about politics being in Nap and how terrible they are.
Man.
So like right now, even when you look at guys like Ty Rakita and Brian pushing for, National Guard to be in Indy, I think it's more important than ever to show them that there are positive sides to this city. And we use that to exercise that example, for sure.
Yeah. I got a couple questions for you.
That's love.
Yeah. Was Cobra Son tough to write? Like, because there's some subject matter on there to me that even me listening to it, I feel it a different type of way. Like, for example, Shadow Work, August 20th, those songs kind of stick out to me as far as like, this had to be tough to, kind of write.
Yeah, they tough even now thinking about them because like I'm 24 now. I think coming up, like I'm from Post Road, so I think there's in case y'all didn't know.
Yeah.
But like there's an edge to me, and there's a lack of sensitivity to me because of the way that we brought up. You know what I mean? Like you just get thrown into the world earlier than most. There's the little intricacies of life get thrown at you a little earlier, so we don't have that same developed sense of almost humanity like a lot of other people have. Like we have the candidness of right and wrong, but in terms of being able to identify our feelings and attach them and give them some nobility is very hard for us. So those songs are coming coming for me at an age where I'm just now grappling with these emotions. And one thing that trauma does to you is it makes you very forgetful, and it makes you detached from a lot of moments. Yeah. So while writing a lot of these records, things are coming back to me.
There you go.
And so that visibility of being able to see a lot of the things that I went through and being able to identify them, like they were hard to write because I worked on this project like 3-4 years, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. So like each song, there's like pieces of records that I started, never got to finish, and just being able to sort of put that world together. And then in the same vein, saying basically fuck being politically correct and just being raw and being authentic, because it's a certain way you can go about it. Like there's a line that I say where I'm face to face with embalming fluid. And like that's the reality of my situation. I can't pull punches with you, or else then I'm not telling you the full story.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, like records like August 20th, especially, like that story about finding out about losing my father, it's more so about that apprehension that we all have when we feel like something ain't right. Yeah. And it's leading us into that because we have that type of feeling being products of our experiences like that. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's funny you brought up the face to face with embalming fluid. That's actually a double entendre. Yeah. Yeah.
I try.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That boy good.
Thanks, boy.
You know, we talked about it a little bit earlier, just, you know, how we related to some of the other things we were talking about. But I always like to hear about artist influences. You know, not only, you know, you said, you know, LL and Run DMC, you know, but what is it? What's the record?
I did not say that.
What's the record or artist rather that you heard and said, you know what? I'm gonna find a way to be involved with this hip hop thing one way or another, because I always talk about, for me it was LL. You know, when I didn't know if I was gonna rap or DJ or write or whatever, you know, but I said I'm gonna be a part of this culture some kind of way. Who was that, or what was that for you?
I love that. Andre.
Yes.
Andre was so pivotal. Like I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Yeah.
And it man, his just approach to the game was just so different. And then to hear how like just a raw and authentic he was. And I think I have a bias. Like he had Erykah Badu. I was like, how do you get like that? That was my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, talking about being a part of the culture.
Yeah.
And like how
hey man.
Yeah. That's
like,
real.
Yeah, no, that was a reality. That him, Ye in those early years. Man, honestly, and I say Kid Cudi. Because I feel like he never gets like full credit, like he should. But being from the Midwest, like dude, he was like my first. Like I knew Ye was from Chicago, but Chicago's a different world in the West to me. Okay, like I feel like they're an outlier, much like it's like taking a big city. Yeah, it's like taking New York and putting it right there, which is essentially what it is. So it's like
Ohio is more identified like to what we are.
Exactly. So being able to see Kid Cudi do what he was doing, and around that time is when I lost my father, so I was able to really dove into like, oh nah, this dude is doing it in a small city. So yeah, those three were probably my biggest ones.
Is there a particular song where you heard was by Andre that made you say, okay,
that's what I want.
Storytelling.
I can't do that too.
Yes.
That was the one.
Yeah.
That was the one. I was like, oh no, this is ridiculous. Yeah. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, they give it a no.
He's been my guy forever, but it's something about Aquemini. Like come in on that when you think the song is over, and then he just go nuts again.
That one.
That is an insane.
Like,
he was spazzing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we was talking about rapping the double timer.
Yeah.
Went nuts.
Oh, even Return of the Gangster. Like he's got a very unorthodox delivery on that.
Crazy.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. It is very refreshing to hear you say that. It's not that it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
You know, we was talking about this earlier. You know, it's not that it doesn't fit, doesn't line up. I'm just saying it's really dope to hear you say that.
Absolutely. I love hip hop.
Yeah.
I love hip hop, man.
You care.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
that's a running joke we got on the show.
We love
like,
people that care.
Yeah, we love people that actually care about the music, bro. You care.
No, for sure. Because I mean, like, there's obviously a lack of that in today's time with all that's going on. So absolutely. No, I'm glad that we have people like y'all to keep that alive.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What's something that you know, as you're going through this journey, right? You're still relatively young, right? But
I would say so.
But you're doing a lot of, you know, you're making a lot of strides. Yeah. You know, like shouts to you for playing at SOBs like last week or the week before. I don't know anybody from Nap that's played there. I don't, you know, that's dope.
That boy moving.
You know, that's super cool. What do you see just from your perspective, you know, as you've been doing this for a few years now, and kind of growing within the community and the culture of Indianapolis hip hop and surrounding areas, if you will. But like, what do you see as like strengths that we have and maybe something that you would like to see more of?
That's a great question, especially right now. Well, I think one of our biggest strengths is the fact that we're like that melting pot that everybody considers us to be. Mm-hmm. So I think that leaves a lot of room for us to be creative and experimental with our sound. So like I always think that that's the dopest thing that we offer. And I think that leads into what I want to see more of. Yeah. For us to be such a melting pot, it seems as if though we still lean into 2 or 3 sounds. Yeah. Which I think doesn't necessarily do us justice in terms of what we have to offer. Like we talk about guys who we think is cold, like y'all big Fox advocates. Yeah. Shout out Fox.
Shout out to Fox.
Like Fox is an outlier in that, right? Where it's like that's a very particular sound for him. And I feel like that's just how Nap is supposed to be. Each artist to have their own sound. And obviously, like hip hop, you get into it for different reasons. You know, some people they gel with whatever sound they feel like is successful, whatever. But we have the ability to have a lot of sounds. We have people with like a specific Indiana drawl that I feel like you could lean that more into that instead of trying to change your accent to sound like, So those are my biggest things. Our strengths are just being able to have that gumbo, man. Like,
well said.
We're incomparable.
Well said.
So with that being said, do you think Nap has a sound?
No.
Yeah.
No, like I can't say that. Like I remember my first introduction to like a Nap artist when I was like, oh, like we got rappers was Skip.
Okay.
So like, and I'm like, all right, nah, he dope. Then I heard Maxie. Oh my God.
Maxie's who I go to immediately.
Like that's the sound. And he has a bunch of sounds. So
for sure. No, for sure.
Yeah.
But he's also got the lingo, and he's also he sounds like Nap.
He sounds like Nap. It's
raw.
It's
very Nap.
It's raw. And then like hearing guys like him and I mean like even when you look at our trap scene, like the guys who passed away, like Bango and all those guys, we had some cold guys. And like being able to identify that we have a plethora of sounds is gonna be the biggest thing if we continue to try to thrive.
Okay. Yeah, I think what the only thing that is unique to people here as far as artists and rappers are concerned is the lingo. Like some of the words and phrases that we say, even the rappers that say them, they say it different. But they're saying it the same. You know, like you can hear somebody and know that it's somebody from Naptown. Like I seen T.I. son said out the gate on some interview like within the last couple of days. I'm like, who you been hanging around here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even realize that was a Nap thing.
That's a Nap thing. Like, and it's been that like forever though. Like people been saying out the gate for a long time here. You know what I'm saying? And how you what? A lot of people are just now getting hip to hearing how you what. But I remember hearing how you what in like late 90s, early 2000s type shit.
Yeah.
It's like it's been recycled and it's just Naptown lingo, man. And a lot of people possess it, but nobody raps the same, but still use those same words.
And to your point, like I think that the biggest outlier for me is like, I think that my brand or what I'm doing with my music is putting music almost to the side and putting community on the forefront.
Nice.
But aside from that, I think I told my own story. And I think that oftentimes there is the template of a story. Yeah. And that's what people are leaning into. And that's not to say that they may not have lived it, but it's to say that there's a part of you that you can delve into that'll make your music incredibly better.
Yeah.
Like if you told your own specific story, but that takes work. And that takes, time.
The fact that you realize that too speaks volumes because again, you can tell that you want to be an artist. This isn't just something you doing just to be doing. This is like it lives inside it. It's deeper than rap.
Yep.
You know, so
Facts.
I got one final question. Excuse me, before we get out of here. And as it relates to you talked about the gumbo, the melting pot, sounds here, sound there. The one thing that I've always talked about is what I deem the lack of support from each sound. You got these people that have a certain sound that are over here, but they won't necessarily acknowledge these people that are over here. And to me, the broader scape of how we would look at it was imagine if everybody from whatever sector or whatever side rock with each other together, how much better it would be for the artist here. Talk about that in terms of how the melting pot concept is correct, but it's also separate. a lot of these pockets are separate to me.
Absolutely.
I want you to tell me.
No, you're absolutely right. And I can go into this for a while because like we have things like Shreese.
Yeah.
Shreese is a beautiful thing, but it is also very tight knit and it's its own world.
Very much.
Yeah, and it's not to say that it's trying to negate anything outside of that, but it's just that is a community.
Yeah.
And like and when you say these things, it's funny because I was talking to, I ain't gonna say his name, I was talking to one of the guys who runs with Shreese, and they recently had Mavi. And they asked Mavi, like, what do you believe is going to be necessary for us to break an artist from indie? And he spoke on how you need somebody that's going to be street smart and book smart.
Yep.
Because you have two big crowds of that, but there's nobody that's playing in the middle. And so if you could find somebody that can tend to both of those crowds, then and I felt like at this time, not to toot my own horn.
Come on now.
But it just it what you say in terms of it being separated, I don't see that in my life.
From your
because
lens,
because I get love from both sides. I started off at Emerson not being able to get into the shows because my homies was, you feel me, they was like that, so we couldn't get into the shows. Security wouldn't let us in.
Yeah.
And having to go in there and sell out 200 tickets and hustle them out, and then to be able to go hit Shreese, those are two different worlds for me.
Yeah.
And so to be able to tend to both of those worlds, I think that's the biggest. That can be the biggest flex if you can pull that off. But yeah, there's absolutely two worlds that coexist, and one of those worlds, being the one that's not Shreese, is
keep it real.
Yeah,
we know where you're going.
Right, is that they're not putting music first. Like, you know what I mean? Like if music slow up or if it's not shows, they not talking about music. It's like it's cool, but it's not. We don't see the money fast enough.
I see.
So yeah, man, it's definitely two different crowds.
That is a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He answered it well. I was just curious because you in it.
And I will say, like, you know, as we've been a part of it, seen this throughout time, like there was a time, there's people that intermingle in both scenes right now that didn't, before Treese, before a lot of this stuff that was happening even in the last 10, 15 years, you know, that Terry and I've been a part of bringing on the band and putting stuff together in that nature, like it was very sectional.
Right.
And we've seen a lot more cross-pollination probably in the last 10 years, 10 years.
And it's
which
a
is
beautiful
great.
thing. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. I think we need more of it. Obviously, it just comes with, again, it's like, it's a matter of work. It's a matter of you got to be able to adapt. It's not about you, like we talk about code switching. Code switching is a superpower. Like everybody can't do that. So it's like you got to be able to walk into a room and still maintain your integrity, but be able to complement that room the right way.
Yep.
Boy, you preaching right there.
I say
preaching.
I say all the time, like you have to be active in other people's lives. And that means you have to be, and not just like show up, like you have to be involved in the things around you. It goes to the community aspect, it goes to growing things from an organic, real place. Like if you're not, we've been around long enough, we know when it's fake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, when it's not, it is a beautiful thing. And that's how things grow, and that's how things continue to grow. So kudos to that. So yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
Nah, man, Corey, do me a favor before we get out of here. Shout out anything you need, how do people get in contact with you, get your album.
Yeah.
Say all that.
Yeah, so like I said, I go by 42 and Corey. There is no space in my name. The block is right next to the name, 4200 KORY, and I hail from the greatest city, the greatest side of the greatest city on earth. And if you want to get at me, it's at 42 and Corey, no matter where you at on socials, Instagram, and my debut album, Cobra Son, is out everywhere now.
Oh,
Round of applause for that, man.
Hey.
clap. Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
For
This
sure.
shit is dope, man. Like,
Yeah.
I love talking about culture. I love talking about hip hop. I love talking about what's going on in the now, especially with like-minded individuals.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
yeah,
No,
this is
happy
dope.
to have you on.
This is dope, man.
Absolutely.
No, that's real. We appreciate you, young fella. Thanks for sitting down with us, man.
Yes, sir.
With the Pac energy too.
Come on.